Testaverde was the quarterback in their first meeting. Chad Pennington starts this one. Chad Pennington is an entirely different quarterback than Vinny Testaverde. Doesn't go down the field as much, likes to keep the chains moving. The other difference is a healthy Curtis Martin, almost healthy. He practiced more this week than he has in previous weeks, and you know it's a game against his former team, the Patriots, so it's really going to be important to him. But the big difference could be Santana Moss. Averages almost 18 yards a punt return, and when you get two teams that are as evenly matched as these two, special teams plays an awfully big part. And you know, Paul, when you start to think about the New England Patriots, you think about this football team, so much has fallen on the shoulders of Tom Brady, but it just can't be that way.
Well, you know, at the beginning of this year, the Pats rode the arm of last year's Super Bowl MVP, Tom Brady. And to their detriment, they abandoned the running game. In week 15 of last year, the Patriots were 15th in rushing. This year, they're 30th. They've got to get back to the running game, and that means they got to get back to their bull, Antoine Smith. Antoine Smith is a 1,000-yard rusher, and he can flat just lay you out. The other thing he can do is he can help Tom Brady in the passing game. And as Mike said earlier, the destiny of these Pats, that's in their hands.
What do I want for Christmas? Beat the Jets, get into the playoffs, and win another Super Bowl.
Yeah, right.
أهل هلال شباب قدسية اتحاد الرياض الرائد الشعلة نصر اتفاق طائي ونجم الدوري مشعل شدوا الهمة
أوربت أوربت كل الدوري السعودي فقط على جهاز أوربت.
احصل على جهاز أوربت مجانا، لا تفوت هذه الفرصة واشترك الآن. من السهل أن تخاف في الدار البيضاء. من السهل جدا أن تحلم في الدار البيضاء. من السهل جدا أن تحب في الدار البيضاء. لكن من الصعب أن تنسى أيام الطفولة في الدار البيضاء. بيضاوة الثلاثاء في 48 دقيقة مساء على القناة الأولى.
Welcome back to Foxborough. The Jets dug themselves such a big hole with a 1-4 start. Then they won 6 of the next 8 to get back into it, only to lay an egg last week against the Bears. Susie, now they're back to fighting for their lives.
You're right, Mike. Do or die is nothing new for Herman Edward and the Jets. They've been doing it since October, but this is late December. How deep do you have to dig to win this one?
Well, I think emotionally it's been a draining season, but we have to keep digging, and we're in position now. Still, if we can win a game, we're still involved in the playoff hunt, and that's exactly what we're going to try to do tonight.
Chad Pennington has already proven himself, but what do you expect from him tonight in easily the biggest game of his career?
Well, if he can keep his composure, I think that's the main thing. I think they'll run some blitzes at him and different things to try to shake him up, but he's a pretty cool customer under pressure.
No secret, the Achilles heel of these Patriots defense is the run. So how would you describe Curtis Martin's demeanor leading up to this game?
Well, he's excited, and if we can get enough plays, that's the whole deal. If we can get enough plays, then we can become a balanced offense and run and pass.
Have a great night, Herb.
Thank you.
Mike?
Thank you, Susie. MasterCard presents ESPN SkyCam. Innovative technology on ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. SkyCam provides some of the most unique and memorable images ever seen from angles no other single camera in the world can achieve. We're excited to bring it to you every Sunday night. Over the years, these teams have exchanged players, coaches, magical wins, and bitter defeats. The rivalry renewed, just moments away.
أهل هلال شباب قدسية اتحاد الرياض الرائد الشعلة لعب نظيف مهارة وهمة الكل ينافس يبغى القمة أوربت أوربت دوري نصر اتفاق طائي ونجم الدوري مشعل شدوا الهمة عرض وطول سجل جول كل يقول أوربت على طول.
أوربت دوري. أوربت كل الدوري السعودي فقط على جهاز أوربت.
The Lombardi Trophy still resides in New England, and the only thing the Pats want for Christmas this year is 2 more victories, which would give them the AFC East and as good a chance as any conference team of making it to the big game. Tom Brady waiting his turn. Chad Morton, number 4 in the NFL, with 2 touchdown returns to his credit, averaging 26-1. Waits the kick of Adam Vinatieri. The hero of last year's Super Bowl run, who got a big new contract out of it.
I was talking to Mike Westhoff on the field before the game, the special teams coach of the Jets, and Chad Morton is not just a special kick returner, but he's a big part of their punt return team and a big part of their special teams overall, as well as a good change of pace third down back.
And what a wonderful special teams coach Mike Westhoff has been over the years. Morton from the 7. Morton across the 30 to the 31.
This is excellent field position for Chad Pennington. Now, Chad Pennington is a quarterback. Now, he got to remember something. He has not seen Ty Law and Terrell Buckley. So it's up to him tonight to find out who these guys are going to be man-to-man on. And if he catches either one of them on Santana Moss, I got to believe he has to go there. But Ty Law, to me, is one of the better corners in the National Football League.
Curtis Martin and Richie Anderson behind Chad Pennington. Martin. Flag is down in the area normally called for holding. And it is.
Holding, offense, number 68. 10-yard penalty, remains first down.
That's the Pro Bowl center, Kevin Moreeeee.
The Jets offensively are a football team that have found themselves really under Chad Pennington. He's been the catalyst, completing almost 70% of his passes, only has had 21 sacks. Lavernius Cole is his big play guy, and getting Dave Zott back on the offensive line has really given them stability and leadership. It's important that they control the tempo of this game early and don't let the Patriots make a lot of big plays so that they get momentum going against them.
Anderson goes to the slot. Martin again. Nothing this time.
Well, when you look at this defense, one of the things you do know about them, I said that they were, 30th this year in rushing offense. Well, they're 29th in rushing defense. One of the things that this team has not been able to do is stop the run. The first 2 plays we saw the Jets. They ran Curtis Martin. Got an excellent run the first run. That one they got no yardage. But this defensive line and linebackers have to not only stop them at the line of scrimmage, but make tackles.
They gave up 238 on the ground last week to Tennessee. Pennington to throw. Anderson in the flat. Dives to the 28-yard line.
This is the thing that I think Chad Pennington does so well. He's the son of a coach. He's been around football. He understands it. He looks downfield, doesn't have what he wants, knows exactly where his outlet people are. In this case, it's Richie Anderson. Don't force it, especially early in the game when you're backed up in your own end. If the defense has to go play for you, let them do their job.
He's still facing 3rd and long. Santana Moss checks into the ball game. Pennington underneath. Moss can't get away. Dragged down at the 33-yard line. Excellent coverage by Roman Pfeiffer, the outside linebacker.
Well, the one thing you like about it is they don't make a mistake. And most coaches will tell you there's nothing wrong in punting the football. Go ahead and punt the ball. And you had the first series of downs. You had a setback. You had a penalty. You couldn't get the first down. Go ahead. That's easy.
Matt Turk to kick it away. Troy Brown waits deep. Returnable kick, but it bounces backwards and will be down by the Jets at the 33. A kick of only 33 yards.
You heard Paul talk about the running game of the New England Patriots. It still revolves around Tom Brady. A nice touchdown to interception ratio, but he's got his work cut out for him as well, going against Robinson and Abraham. Two very capable corners. The big thing is, are the receivers going to be able to hold on to the ball, and will the New England Patriots be willing to take some shots downfield? I don't believe they can make a living tonight on just 4- and 5-yard completions with their little guys.
Antoine Smith gets the first carry. Battles his way across the 35-yard line. Sam Cowart got him there.
The New England Patriots need to be able to balance their attack a little bit. One of the things they were able to do last year in their Super Bowl run was establish the run. Antoine Smith doesn't have to run for 150 yards, but he has to be able to gain enough yards to keep the pressure off of Tom Brady.
Jets defensive line rather porous at the start of the season. They've stepped it up lately, though. Now Smith on the toss, and John Abraham did a nice job of playing it outside, cutting it back in, and help from Garnes.
Well, one of the things when you take a look at this New York Jet defense is I like the corners, Beasley and Abraham, and Sam Garnes is a tough safety. Up front is where these guys are, I think, are very good. And I think their linebackers with Lewis Jones and Sam Cowart really give them some stability as far as the front seven are concerned.
3rd and 5. Brady with a quick set and throws behind Antoine Smith.
At this stage of the game, I'd say advantage Jets. If you're going to look at this ball game, the Jets are on the road, hostile environment, big football game. They need to be able to keep this crowd just a little bit quiet. And Santana Moss is a guy who can make a play for him, especially when he's not backed up to his own goal line.
Moss, number 1 in the NFL in punt returns. He has 2 touchdowns, averaging nearly 18 yards a return. And Ken Walter is back to punt.
You're going to now see speed, folks.
Walter hangs that one up there. Flag is down. Moss at the 19. Makes the first man miss. Got a block. And then buried at the 26. Will check the marker. A return of 7 after a 43-yard punt.
This could be one of those where the gunner was run out of bounds and continued to stay there. You have to try and get back on the field if you're coming down to cover a kick.
Member of the kicking team ran out of bounds and back onto the field without being obstructed. Number 30, 5-yard penalty. Repeat, 4th down.
I tell you, when you've got a guy like Santana Moss back there, you want to return it again.
Well, I remember.
There's no hesitation.
I remember when we talked to the Patriots when we did that Raider game. One of the things that Bill talked about is really Belichick talked about is being able to control somebody back there with speed like that. But Herman Edwards says you give Santana Moss 6 punt returns. One of them's coming back for a touchdown.
Yeah, but if I'm Ken Walters now and I'm the kicker and I'm kicking to this guy, I'm going to kick it. I'm going to kick it to the left-hand side as close to the sideline as I can. And I'm not going to let him run the ball back. Don't kick it to him.
Sure.
I'm telling you, don't kick it to him. Kick it out of bounds.
In theory.
I don't think Tony Corretti's explanation was quite correct. I think he left out a knot in there somewhere. That's why there was a penalty. Returnable kick this time. Moss at the 24. Look at that speed. Holy cow, got a great block on the corner.
I said don't kick to him.
Saved by Ken Walter, the punter, after a return of 31. And boy, when he starts upfield, it is goodbye. Kerry Campbell with a good block at the sideline.
Clap your hands for 2003. When there is a celebration, Orbit ESPN is there. In 2002, we made an event of every major sporting moment. And in 2003, we'll continue to be there. More outstanding soccer is coming your way with our special coverage of the Saudi Premier League and with the top-ranked football in Europe, the Champions League and the Spanish Liga.
Goal! Goal! Ya salam!
The show will go on with the NFL from the Supreme Arena of the Super Bowl and from the courts of the Masters of Tennis and the stars of the NBA.
Oh, yeah! That's fantastic!
And it wouldn't be a party without the best from the horse racing tracks from around the world.
He's going all the way!
2003 on Orbit ESPN. Come and celebrate.
Don't miss all the behind-the-scene news direct from the center of the entertainment world.
We're kind of going to see how a lot of those personalities develop.
The latest film productions, the weekly countdown of the biggest blockbusters, and all the hype and movie frenzy from Hollywood. Tune in for Box Office America every Wednesday at 6 p.m. on Hollywood.
احصل على جهاز أوربت مجانا. اشترك الآن بأسعار في متناول الجميع ابتداء من $10 شهريا. للمزيد من المعلومات اتصل بأحد الأرقام التالية.
Nothing. First quarter from New England. Jets with their second possession, and they'll start in Patriots territory after the fine return. Chad Pennington, his first career starts, the highest completion percentage in NFL history. Play action to Martin this time. Out in the flat to Anderson. Check in with Susie.
Well, Mike, every week, Chad Pennington tries to come up with something to inspire his team. And he said he went over and over in his head this week. What should I say? And then he realized there's nothing that needs to be said. He said that Wednesday and Thursday, practice was awfully quiet. He was a little worried. Are we flat? But then when they watched film, he realized, no, they were so on point. Everybody was just perfect. And he said, no time for talk. It's time to be professional, be accountable, just get your job done.
And time to complete more passes, Susie. He's hit his first 3. Curtis Martin, who has fought a high ankle strain all year long, still comes into this game with 905 yards rushing. A chance for another 1,000 yards. He had 1,000 his first 7 years in the league. Only Barry Sanders has ever done better than that. He had 10 first 10 years.
You know what? When we talk about 1,000 yards in today, if you're playing 16 games, I don't think that's a barometer. I think you're looking at 1,500 is the number.
I agree with you if you're a full-time back. But now they rotate so many backs through, like an Emmitt Smith situation, or a Deuce Staley, 1,000 is a lot.
Or if you've been hurt, like Curtis Martin. Pennington into double coverage, caught anyway, touchdown. Lavernius Coles, 32 yards.
Victor Green is right in position to make a play on this ball, and it goes right over his head. Victor Green was the free safety who was back there and just went right over his head. Leonard Myers gets beat. Left part of your screen. This is what the Titans hurt him with last week. Just hang it up high. There it is. Watch Victor Green. He's in position and just doesn't get back far enough. This is the responsibility of the safety. He's back there for a reason.
Yeah, but you talk about concentration by Lavernius Coles. Man.
Lavernius Coles' career has really taken off with the emergence of Chad Pennington. They have developed a special relationship. Lavernius Coles now over 1,100 yards this year receiving. The Jets are up by
Get into the game with the NBA on Orbit ESPN. Live Wednesday night at 11, the red-hot Boston Celtics tip off against the New Jersey Nets. The Celts are out to become the beast of the East at the Nets' expense. Following at 1:30, it's a royal matchup as the Kings meet the Lakers. Times are tough in LA as Shaq and company are looking up at the first-place Kings. Catch a double dose of NBA action beginning live Wednesday night at 11 on Orbit ESPN.
بيد الغدر.
نفس على جثته كما
لا تقف النساء.
فماذا تفعل القبيلة؟
فالقتيل كريم والقاتل كريم.
تتأجج نار الثأر.
أعدك بأنني سأقتل كل فحل يعتز به من بني بكر.
ويقف عند مفترق الطرق.
إما أن تقتلني عوضا عن أخيك أو تأخذ منا ما يرضيك.
الزير سالم كل يوم الساعة 7:30 مساء على قناة المسلسلات.
Don't miss all the behind-the-scene news direct from the center of the entertainment world.
We're going to see how a lot of those personalities develop.
The latest film productions, the weekly countdown of the biggest blockbusters, and all the hype and movie frenzy from Hollywood. Tune in for Box Office America every Wednesday at 6 p.m. on Hollywood.
ESPN Sunday Night Football brought to you by Kia and the all-new Sorento SUV. Kia, make every mile count. Diamond Trading Company, declare your love this Christmas. T-Mobile, get more minutes, more features, more service. And Computer Associates for the latest innovations in business software.
Merry Christmas from Foxborough.
Thank you, Santa. We'll see you on Wednesday. Couldn't do much better than Pennington did on the opening drive. Hit them all for 51 yards in the score. John Hall will now kick it away. Redmond and Falk are deep. Kevin Falk from the 14 on a short kick. Falk trying to outrun Hall. No contest. Kevin Falk, touchdown, 87 yards.
7 yards. Touchdown, Patriots.
You know, first of all, it's a short kick. But watch him jump through the pile. Look at all the guys there. Watch him jump in the air. He jumps through the pile, and once he gets to the outside, all he has is the kicker. And John Hall is not about to catch this guy. Kevin Falk, when he sees the goal line, he knows that Hall means nothing.
You can almost hear the Patriots thinking, I know you guys come in with 2 punt returns for touchdowns and 2 kickoff returns for touchdowns, but I got your special teams right here. It's 7-7 in New England.
أوربت تضع أثمن الأشياء في متناول يديك. احصل على جهاز أوربت XD300 مجانا. اشترك الآن بأسعار جديدة ابتداء من $10 شهريا. اختر باقة ألفا التي تعطيك جميع قنوات أوربت العربية التي تعرض قمة الإنتاجات التلفزيونية والسينمائية حصريا، إضافة إلى قناة CNN الإخبارية و20 قناة إذاعية. وإذا أردت جميع قنوات أوربت 47 اختر باقة الميجا التي تشمل 7 قنوات متخصصة للأفلام، 7 قنوات رائعة للمنوعات، قناتين متميزتين للرياضة، قناتين وثائقيتين، 5 قنوات إخبارية عالمية، 3 قنوات للأطفال، و21 قناة موسيقية إذاعية وتلفزيونية. ومع كل باقة يحصل المشترك على أكثر من 400 قناة فضائية مفتوحة من العرب سات ونايل سات وغيرها، إضافة إلى خدمة تي في ماكس المشاهدة حسب الطلب. مهما كان خيارك، أوربت تضع العالم بين يديك. أوربت، العالم عالمك.
The quest for the ring begins here.
Don't miss all the behind-the-scene news direct from the center of the entertainment world.
We're going to see how a lot of those personalities develop.
The latest film productions, the weekly countdown of the biggest blockbusters, and all the hype and movie frenzy from Hollywood. Tune in for Box Office America every Wednesday at 6 p.m. on Hollywood.
We've played less than 6 minutes. Huge plays already. Lavernius calls from Chad Pennington for a touchdown, and then Kevin Falk takes it all the way back on the kickoff.
How about Kevin Falk? That's the last 2 touchdowns, returned for kickoff touchdowns on Sunday night. The last one was against the Raiders when he did it. 2 for 2. He's got to love Sunday night.
And now you got to be sitting here saying, all right, you got one of the best in Chad Morton. He's got a couple. Is it his turn to answer?
Well, Santana Moss, we had a nice punt return from him. Now it's kickoff return time.
Kevin Falk is a guy, he's only run the ball 42 times. Antoine Smith sort of became the featured back in this offense, and they sort of pushed him on the back burners. And he's been making a lot of contributions in a lot of different ways to this football team. And that's the way the New England Patriots started their playoff run a year ago. Getting contributions from their defense and their special teams, with the offense holding up their end as well. This is truly a football team.
There's a slight delay, and now we are ready to go. Vinatieri will tee it up again, and Morton is deep to receive.
Pro Bowl, Vinatieri.
Yeah, absolutely. Morton from the 9. Not this time. Driven out of bounds shy of the 30. There's a flag down.
During the return of the kick, holding, receiving team number 81. 10-yard penalty, first down.
Chris Baker called for the hold, and that will back up the Jets. Pennington, in only his 3rd year out of Marshall, a Rhodes Scholar finalist.
You talk to me, you think he's in his 10th year.
Yeah, exactly.
He really is. He's something.
Martin is the single setback, 3 wide receivers, including Richie Anderson. Pennington, Wayne Crabette, nice reverse. Crabette out of bounds. Crabette had that crushing fumble a week ago that may have cost them a game in Chicago.
Grable, number 50, should have had this ball. And I know, Joe, we're looking at the same thing. Yep. He's in a position to make the play. And watch where this ball goes. You're going to see number 50 right there. He thought he had it. Crabette makes the catch.
He really isn't the go-to guy a whole lot anymore. Lavernius Cole has become the guy, but you cannot ignore Wayne Crabette.
Curtis Martin straight ahead to the 40. We've already seen how emotional Pennington can be. We asked him about his emotions, and do they help him in a big rivalry game like tonight?
I definitely get fired up. I have a lineman mentality, and really I'd love to go hit somebody, but I can't. I have to stay calm and complete a few passes. But it'll be exciting, and I'll be fired up, ready to go. But really, I think that makes me focused. That makes me more focused. That makes me take the energy to the field and let my guys in the huddle see that I have confidence in them.
2nd and 7, Martin gets about 3.
You know what else he loves to do? He loves to go head-to-head with his players. He likes to bang like linemen and stuff. He's a different mentality to this guy.
He is, and he plays with emotion until he crosses the white lines. Then when you talk to him, you listen to him talk about the game, he's very cerebral and is in total command. He plays with a confidence, not a cockiness, but a confidence during the game.
3rd and a short 5. They're on their feet in New England. Flags are down.
False start. Offense, number 83. 5-yard penalty. Remains 3rd down.
That's Santana Moss.
This is one of the problems you have. Santana Moss is so far away from the call. He really can't see it. He's focusing on what's ahead of him. Now he makes a little bit of a flinch, and they call it illegal motion. I I think when you're in a hostile environment, the crowd is screaming, you get to the line of scrimmage and you get the ball off. Don't stand there.
Well, he was just trying to get himself in the track stance.
I know.
So
they call that flinching. The flinching track stance.
After the penalty, 3rd and 10, Patriots show blitz, and they come. Pennington throws on the run. Anthony Beck, the big tight end, stopped maybe a yard shy of a first down. There's a flag down. Back around where Pennington threw, and it's a hold.
Willie McGinnis, number 55, is the guy that brings pressure. And Jason Fabini has to try and block him. And this is the kind of a game that a Willie McGinnis just gets pumped up for. It's the Jets. Everything's at stake. They know they're the defending champions. It's national television.
Choice here.
Everything's on the line.
4th and 1 or 3rd and 19.
There goes 55 outside. Just staying there. Doesn't quite make the sack. Causes the pressure. Winds up getting the hold called on Fabini.
Well, this is not a first down, so I don't...
Offense, number 69. 10-yard penalty. Repeat 3rd down.
So they choose 3rd and 19 instead of 4th and 1 because it's close to midfield, and who knows, the Jets might go for it.
Herm Edwards is the kind of a coach that figures why not. He's taken chances before. I like this decision to take the penalty. Now, I don't want to see New England just rush 3 and drop 8, because then you give a chance for some of these smaller receivers with a lot of speed to catch and run with the ball.
This is the old 3rd and 20, either screen or draw. Again, it's not a sin to punt.
I've seen more 3rd and 20s made than I have 3rd and 1s.
Well, you've been around a long time.
4-man rush. Pennington dumps it to Anderson. He takes it back to the 37. They'll still have to punt. Roman Pfeiffer made the stop.
You know what we're seeing here tonight, guys? You remember the Miami-Denver game when they just start laying each other out?
Absolutely.
All night long? Well, that's exactly what we're watching here tonight, watching these guys go after each other.
You think it'll end that way?
Field goal, Neil?
Field goal?
Yes. No, not field goal, field goal, field goal.
Oh, okay.
One field goal.
Turk to kick to Brown.
You're tired.
At the 25. Brown takes it to the 33, an 8-yard return after a 38-yard punt. Action galore, first quarter, 6:18 to go. We're tied at 7.
احصل على جهاز أوربت مجانا. اشترك الآن بأسعار في متناول الجميع ابتداء من $10 شهريا. للمزيد من المعلومات اتصل بأحد الأرقام التالية.
سينما سيتي تواصل تقديم نجوم الشاشة الكبيرة، روائع الأفلام التي سمعتم عنها ولم تتح لكم فرصة مشاهدتها، الأساطير التي صنعت تاريخ السينما، قناة تستعيد الذكريات الساحرة على مدار الساعة. سينما سيتي تستقبل العام الجديد حاملة في جعبتها ما يرضي جميع الأذواق. سبنسر تريسي وإيدا لوبينو يشاركان في تكريم سيد العالم المظلم فريتز لانغ.
Crimes have become more and more frequent, more violent, bolder.
Gregory Peck يشارك في سلسلة أفلام سينما سيتي Great Men, Great Stories.
You said they were on our side. The war breeds strange allies, Mr. Bush.
بيتر فينش، جاك ليمون وهنري فوندا هم بعض الشخصيات السينمائية المعهودة في إثارة المتاعب.
My God, you're Italian. Yes. No, speak the English.
كل هذا وأكثر في طريقه إليكم على سينما سيتي خلال 2003.
Proof of Life premiering soon on Super Movies.
Foxborough, Massachusetts. Another one of those quaint New England towns, incorporated in 1778. Didn't build their first stadium here till a few years after that. Tom Brady, who led this franchise to a Super Bowl victory a year ago, 10-3 at home in his brief career. Brady has this one batted down at the line of scrimmage. Let's check in with Susie.
Mike, in Tom Brady's first full season as a starter, his teammates have seen maturity in so many different areas. Just the progress he's made, knowledge of the game, leadership. The guys really rally around him. They trust his understanding of the defense, and Bill Belichick points to the improvement in managing the game, and he's actually seeing things quicker than they do, which is really saying something.
Susie took over for the injured Drew Bledsoe last year. Everybody thought it was just temporary. It turned out to be permanent. Antoine Smith taken down by Cowart as he reaches the 36.
One of the things Tom Brady talked about coming into this year, last year was such a whirlwind for him. Winds up getting the job, then goes on, winds up winning the Super Bowl, being an MVP. He said his biggest concern also was he just didn't want to be a one-year wonder. Well, he's certainly proven that's not the case.
You like the fact that the guy takes the job and won't give it up.
I like when you seize opportunity.
You bet. Pennington's the same thing on the other side.
Vinny Testaverde stand and watch it because of it.
3rd and 6. Donald Hayes, number 81, is in as a wide receiver. Blitz coming. Brady has this one batted down in his face. Sam Garnes, the strong safety, was about 5 inches away.
Well, you know, and when they sent the blitz, they sent it all from the right side of New England's offense, the left side of the defense, and you're going to see Sam Garnes, number 42. Look over on the right-hand side. This is where they all come from. And then Sam Garnes just times it perfectly, gets up in the air. Look at, they're all on the right-hand side of Tom Brady, left-hand side of the defense.
Christian Fourier, number 88, couldn't make the block, and that was the difference. They thought they had it blocked. He beat him.
Walter, whose first punt had a net of 10 yards, unloads one this time. Moss over the shoulder, back to the 12. A 12-yard return on this after a 58-yard punt.
Jason Glenn had a shot at that. Jason Glenn winds up getting a piece of this ball. And Ken Walters still managed to get an unbelievable kickoff.
7-7, first quarter in New England.
Tune in and feel all the excitement of a college basketball special as the Harlem Globetrotters take on Maryland Wednesday night at 9 on Orbit ESPN.
We want a proof of life and we're not paying for it. I have to get back to my wife.
Proof of Life premiering soon on Super Movies.
حكاية زواج هو أحد أفلام العرض الأول في شهر يناير على الأولى. كذلك سؤال في الحب بطولة محمود ياسين ونيلي. أما ملحم بركات فتلتقونه في فيلم المرمورة.
عسكري عبود عبد العاطي، اجمع طابور الخدمة دلوقتي.
وبالطبع الموعد يتجدد مع علاء ولي الدين في فيلم عبود على الحدود. أما يونس الشلبي وإسعاد يونس فتلتقونهم في فيلم طابونة حمزة.
قلت له إيه؟ ما عادش ليه لما اتغدى. هو مين ده؟ فرج.
ومن السينما التونسية لكم موعد مع فيلم رديف 54. موعد مع الضحك في فيلم فرقة بنات بس، وفيلم حسن وعزيزة مع أشرف عبد الباقي ويسرى.
ماشي كلامك.
كونوا إذن في الموعد مع أفلام العرض الأول على القناة الأولى.
.20 to go, first period from New England. Jets and the Patriots tied at 7. Out of the eye this time, and now Anderson shifts into the slot. Curtis Martin, nice cutback, but taken down at the 28. Check in with Chris Berman. Welcome back, Boomer.
Mike, their first meeting this year was a 1-point win by the Chargers over the Chiefs. So why should this be different? Michael Kamahostan-Husted, good. Field goal 38 yards, just over a minute to go, 24-22 Chiefs. Drew Brees trying to rally the Chargers, but the rookie, Rashae Caldwell, who caught the winning touchdown pass in their first meeting, gets a fumble. And both teams are now 8-7 looking for help.
Thank you, Chris. The Jets are looking for help, too. They need to win their last two and hope. Becht rambling across the 40 to the 43, out of bounds there. Only two teams in the AFC have clinched so far. Oakland and Tennessee have both won their divisions. Miami and Pittsburgh continue to lead their divisions. And then there is a slew of teams. Indianapolis, New England, Cleveland, Denver, San Diego, and Kansas City all at 8-7. The Jets, of course, at 7-7. And Baltimore, believe it or not, still alive at 7-8.
How about that cardiac Cleveland Brown football team? They use 60 minutes all the time to win.
Pennington, 7 out of 7 so far. Make it 8 out of 8. Flanker screen to Moss. Santana Moss. Corbett throws a block downfield, and Santana Moss to the 10. He can just fly.
I'm sorry, but one of the now we got a flag at the end of this. One of the things you just do not want to do to Santana Moss is reach. Don't reach. You've got to go hit him. Here's the pass to the outside. Watch how quick his feet are. He gets some outstanding blocks downfield. But look at this. He sees the hole. He's in the hole. I mean, that's incredible.
Well, it's just like a punt return for him right now. That's where he's most effective, getting up inside and go back. And he also now winds up getting a taunting penalty. He spins the ball, and he winds up taunting. Here comes the spin. All right, they usually let you do that. That's not a problem. But now there's got to be some kind of jawing going on. Now he points, he points like it's a first down, and that's a 15-yard taunting penalty. And I got to tell you something. That is about as big a bunch of baloney as I have seen.
I mean, if you can't do that,
I mean, it really is.
That's the rule.
He didn't even do it towards a player. That's baloney.
Pennington to the sideline. Corbett with the toe dance at the 10.
Oh, you know how important Curtis Martin is to this football team? Well, watch the fake, and then you see Chad Pennington come out. And then Corbett on the catch. But watch it. Here's Corbett on the catch. Look at here. He comes down, knows where he is. Look at him. He knows where the sideline is. That's just feel. Boop.
Old school.
Old feet.
And now we have a challenge.
Now we get to see what kind of angles.
The Patriots are going to hope that he was on the sideline.
Well, just remember, this was called a catch.
The thing's going to be is, does he step out of bounds first and then wind up bringing his foot back in and making the catch?
No, if he never puts his foot out of bounds. If it's out of bounds, then it's already out.
There's a step before that, though, before we show that.
Here's the step. There it is. Now, is it going to be irrefutable? That's going to be the question. Right there, it looks like he's in bounds again.
Right now, it's irresistible.
Well, for a Jet, it's an irresistible. Right? I think that's going to be the best look, and it looks like his feet are in bounds. I don't see anything that tells you that it's not.
But here's the point. Did he step out first, then come back?
Right there. See his left foot? You don't know whether his left foot is out of bounds.
That doesn't tell you anything either. So there is nothing conclusive about this, or nothing to overturn it. They have got to leave this a catch.
Unless we come up with an angle down the sideline that shows he did step out of bounds or did not. You can vote with us right now. Log on to espn.com or NFL.com. Click on the ETV logo.
Here it is there, and you see, I mean, his feet are in bounds. They can't overturn this. Unless somebody's out there with a Polaroid that we don't know about.
Tony Corrente reviewing it. 75% so far say let it stand. Of course, based on those replays, that's what they will do.
New York has a lot of people. The New York metropolitan area has a lot of people voting.
Well, this place is sold out, so they're all seeing it here, too.
That's
the ones
right.
that are at home, so they can vote.
I think it's tough to see it.
It really is. I mean, there was no angle that we have that shows that he is definitely out of bounds.
Guys, it might have been hard to see it from your angle. We were standing practically right on top of the play. It was just perfect slow motion. His feet, to me, definitely in bounds. What's funny is Wayne told me before the game he thought it would be a problem catching the ball in here, just the angle of the lights. It didn't look like he had a problem on that play.
This is just, first of all, knowing where you are, total concentration.
Who's the guy that did that so well? Chris Carter, right? Chris Carter sort of made that type of catch famous. Just leaning out and then maintaining possession as you hit the ground.
Well, you can even go back to Raymond Berry. He did it all
After
the time.
reviewing the play, the New York receiver had established his left foot on the ground, was able to drag his right foot while in possession with the ball. The play stands as ruled. Completed pass. First down. New England will be charged their first timeout.
Good explanation by Tony Corrente, and a heck of a catch by Wayne Corbett.
And I also agree with the challenge by Bill Belichick. I think it's one of those plays that was just close enough that you have to make the challenge before they run a play and then have a chance to look at the replays.
Jets have taken it near the 11-yard line. First down.
They got the big backfield in there.
Lamont Jordan. And in front of him, Gerald Sowell, the blocking fullback. Jordan, play action, Pennington. Pennington throws end zone, touchdown, Santana Moss.
It's almost the same type of play they ran on the pass to Corbett. It's a play action fake. This time Pennington buys room and gets outside. Here comes the play action fake. Lawyer Malloy winds up getting trapped going inside. Pennington buys time. There's the throw and catch.
Chad Pennington off to a rather good start tonight. 10 out of 10. 167 yards and 2 touchdowns in the first quarter.
What do you expect? He threw for 70% in his first 10 games.
Well, tonight it's 100.
Just, you know, I'm a big stickler, like I say, on spirals. I love the way this kid throws a football. It is so easy to catch. And the thing that makes this easy for him is Santana Moss worked back towards him, so he got there before Lawyer Malloy could.
And when you're trailing Santana Moss across the end zone, you will be trailing him all the way across the end zone. You're not going to catch up.
And I'll tell you something else. If Santana Moss learns to run patterns like that, to go with his speed, look out. Let's go to Susie.
Herm Edwards is so excited about the leadership that Chad shows. It's like that of a 10-year veteran. He says you can see it in his eyes when he talks. The two of them sit down every Tuesday night just to talk, get a feel for Chad's mindset, what he wants to accomplish in a particular game. Herm said it's always about the team. There's just one goal. You might be a young guy, but he understands that delicate balance. If you're going to be the quarterback, you need to be the leader, but he never wants to step on anybody's toes. And that means Vinny, because he learned a lot under Vinny in the last year that he was able to watch under him.
Now, he is a nice young man, Susie. Very respectful of Vinny, who has helped him an awful lot. Vinny has certainly not been a distraction.
Santana Moss over 100 yards total. He's got 111, 47 on a punt return, and 64 receiving.
Redmond and Falk deep again. Falk on the run. This time takes it to the 38-yard line. We talked with Pennington and asked him how Vinny has helped him with the challenge of being an NFL starter.
I respect the guy so much because I don't think I could take on this challenge without him and what he's been able to do for me and help me. Because of him, I feel confident in this challenge. I feel like I have confidence in myself. And he has taught me the ropes and showed me how to handle some things that I may not necessarily know how to handle.
So critical for a young quarterback to have a veteran who can show him how to do it rather than have quarterbacks who are divisive. Brady. Time to throw to Smith, and Smith belted by Sam Garnes as soon as he got the ball.
The question that'll come to mind now if you're a New England Patriot fan is, When will Charlie Wise, the offensive coordinator, decide that he doesn't want to try and run the football and start spreading it out and letting Tom Brady throw the 5- and 6-yard passes? So far, the Jets defensively and Ted Cottrell, their coordinator, have done an excellent job of not letting him get the ball to the wide receivers on the short routes.
2nd and 5. Antoine Smith on the toss. Can't quite make the corner. Does take it to the 45 where it'll be 3rd and 3. Garnes again in on the play.
Antoine Smith, I mean, once this guy gets started, then you can't go away from him early in the ball game. I just think he's such a big back, and he's got some pretty good speed. But what you have to do is continue to pound him. Now, you're only down by 7. Don't get away from your game plan, because I think their game plan was to run him.
Jets come with a blitz, and Edwards on the draw. Edwards has the first down to midfield.
I would
nice
like to
play call by the Patriots.
It is, and I'd like to know what Sam Garnes is reading, because Sam Garnes made the last 2 plays on 2 tackles, and then that time he was the backup in the backfield. So he's reading something that's tipping him off, and he's flying.
Garnes is getting a step before the ball is snapped, and he is going exactly where the ball carrier ends up.
Here he comes up again.
Brady play fake this time, throws underneath, knocked away. Aaron Beasley came up and got a hand on it. Herman Edwards wanted to upgrade that secondary last year. He got Beasley, and he got Donnie Abraham to play the corners.
We had a chance to talk to Aaron Beasley. He made a point covering receivers I thought was very interesting from a defensive back's perspective. He said what he wants to do is he wants to make receivers run at his speed. So no matter who he's covering, he manages to be able to take it up a notch or force them to slow it down a little bit.
Led the NCAA in interceptions his last year in college. Smith rumbles through, this time down to the 43. Damian Robinson with the tackle.
See, when you're at 2nd and 10, and now you give the ball to Antoine Smith, and now you're looking at a 3rd and 3. You could do anything you want to do at 3rd and 3. Because a lot of teams now are starting to run the ball more at 3rd and short where they were passing it before.
And this is what allows you to keep the time of possession in your favor, something they didn't have last week.
Brady on 3rd and 3, incomplete. That was intended for Brown, and Marvin Jones, the middle linebacker, was right there.
I don't know if Brown could have caught it.
I think it ripped his left hand off, did it?
I think it was going 140 miles an hour as it came down through there.
Check
and behind him.
Check and see if there's a glove missing with a hand in it.
Bill Belichick sporting that ski instructor look tonight.
Well, and this was the problem for the Patriots against the Tennessee Titans. They lost time of possession almost 2-1 in that football game because they weren't able to convert 3rd downs.
Walter hangs this one very high. Moss lets it go, and it's into the end zone.
That'll keep it from returning it.
The net on that, only 23 yards. Monday Night Countdown at 7:30 Eastern this week on ESPN2. It's the best place to get ready for Monday Night Football. Then on ABC at 9, it's the Monday night game, Plexico Burress and the Steelers against Warren Sapp and that great Bucs defense.
Makes you wonder a little bit, will you see Cordell Stewart in that football game? Will he be the mobile quarterback you need?
I wouldn't want to be the quarterback against those guys. Pennington, the first since Boomer Esiason in '93 to complete his first 10 in a game. Moss is in as one of 3 wide receivers.
Levin.
Becht. Anthony Becht to the 25-yard line. Roman Pfeiffer with another tackle for that New England defense. Pennington has hit his first 11 and has his club up by a touchdown.
Welcome to a new dimension in digital television. Enter a universe of limitless choice at your fingertips. Choose from over 400 free-to-air channels. Monitor your children's viewing with our parental guidance system Watch programs in the language of your choice. Enjoy the latest movies and events with our pay-per-view service. Get interactive with Orbit. The world at your command.
احصل على جهاز أوربت مجانا. اشترك الآن بأسعار في متناول الجميع ابتداء من $10 شهريا. للمزيد من المعلومات اتصل بأحد الأرقام التالية.
The quest for the ring begins here.
Chad Pennington walked into a house full of 68,000